Greetings and salutations, everybody. How you doing, Bonkay? How you guys doing? Hello and bright and early. One last time. Also, I think Sam is back, but nonetheless, good to see him abandon us. But chat, we are here. We are back, and we are ready to hop into that. We are about 2 minutes out from Black Voices in Gaming, and yeah, I was honestly, chat. I was honestly thinking I was gonna actually have to watch a little bit of this in the VOD. I woke up and everything in my office was off. So I guess at some point the power went out, and so the VOD last night ended abruptly. I guess that's what happened. And then I haven't updated my Windows in a while, so I ended up getting like 5 Windows resets as it was installing all the updates. But we did it. We made it. We made it here live. We got YouTube up, so hi YouTube. We got thumbnail, we got everything, and we are good for the final day of E3, or Zombie E3, or Summer Game Fest, or Jet KillyCon, whatever you want to call it. I'm Team Zombie E3. But as of now, everything that's been announced, that I'm aware of, we have done. The only thing that could still be up in the air is maybe a Nintendo Direct and maybe a Ubisoft thing if, you know, they have the ability and the money to do an Ubisoft thing. And Limited 1 is still non-existent, so by the way, Limited 1 going, I don't think Limited 1 happening this year. I think Gex was the last big co-op. But either way, this is our last E3 event. It's been a long week. It's been a long week of waking up anywhere from 6 to 8 a.m. But once this is done, we can start sleeping in, chat. Oh, so yeah, Black Voices in Gaming, and for what we will probably see here, this is another indie-ish showcase. So yeah, probably there was a handful of stuff. I know we saw, what was it? I think it was like a beat 'em up dog game with Devil May Cry combat like a year or two ago that I don't know if it ever came out. I'm not for sure, but anyway, we will see what's happening anymore so in the indie community here, and also see if some of the beat 'em up stuff ever got done, since I know there were a lot of them. So let's do it, champ. Let's begin. Black Voices in Gaming. Also, let me know how the audio is, because once again, window reset it, so you know, that might be a little all over the place as I'm waking up.
What is happening? I am Icy J, also known as Justin Woodward, co-founder of BVIG, Black Voice in Gaming, and The Mix. It is my honor and pleasure to chop it up with y'all and introduce the Black Voice in Gaming Showcase Summer Game Fest Edition. If you have seen the show before, you already know that our mission is to amplify Black voices at the intersection of gaming and culture. If you have not seen the show before, all you need to know is you are about to enjoy some of the coolest art, music, stories, and of course, video games being made by devs from indie to AAA. Black Voice in Gaming is an experienced studios nonprofit organization.
Yeah, maybe we all finally like getting some backing here.
Underrepresented in the video game
industry. Usually it's just indies.
It is essential to cultivate these creatives so that they can contribute their fresh perspectives, which are the lifeblood of innovation in the art form.
But then again, I get Microsoft technically sponsoring that show. Why?
For developers to attend conferences such as GDC and DICE, get funding through the Experience program, and help provide a platform for their exceptional contributions to the video games that we all love. We can't say it enough, but thanks to all of our sponsors who have supported us.
I think Sony also sponsoring one. Yeah, there it is, Sony.
PlayStation, Humble Bundle, and Raw Fury, who have all given their support
Man, Raw
from the
Fury,
start.
there we will do chill.
Razer, and Summer Game Fest.
Also
Thanks
that
to our
one time. I'm dying,
for the showcase again, Summer Game Fest, Twitch, IGN, GameSpot, and Steam. They help extend the reach of this show in ways that would otherwise be impossible. We owe them a debt of gratitude as well, so thank you all. If you would like to join them in supporting BVIG, please follow this QR code on screen.
See, this is how you do a charity thing,
donation. Experience is the nonprofit that operates the BVIG programs, and everything helps. All proceeds go to the efforts I described briefly, and more information is on the website. Today's showcase has a prime blend of games, developer interviews, music, and hype. So let's get it started as I pass off the mic to our hosts, Derek and Destiny, who are going to get things popping.
Thanks, Justin. My name is Derek Fields, and let's just say I do a handful of things, but game development is at the center of it all. Kicking it with my favorite people and checking out exciting games are the only things that I care about. So doing it in a way that helps to boost the voices of creators that look like me, let alone for Summer Games Fest, is one heck of a way to celebrate these achievements.
Today the last day of E3 something get
people,
announced.
I'm joined by one of the coolest co-hosts that I know. What's up, Des?
Hey! Have you ever met someone who's always got a project cooking?
I was outside. I woke up to you open the door many
Destiny.
times.
Whether I'm running Games for Games or I get to partner up
fit
with
fight
Black
the sun
Voices
and
in
win?
Gaming during the Summer Games Fest, I'm focused on building spaces that feel like home in the industry. But before we kick off our first interview, our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spotlights with these incredible developers, I want to take a moment to show love to the community that's supported us from the start. You all are the reason we are here. Black Voices in Gaming has grown from a standout showcase.
There's a lot of copay all of a sudden, Sam.
A nonprofit creating real opportunities. From funding the membership to building lasting industry connections, they're doing the work to make us professionals in games. So we don't just get people to the door, we get them inside, we have them sit at the tables, and we help them succeed. We're starting off strong, and the guest lineup speaks for itself. So Derek, are you ready to get into it?
So that one, I thought you were talking about a distant doctor appointment.
Let's jump in.
So you said last night you moved it back.
Let's jump in.
So I thought you were talking about a distant one. Yeah, I think that's up to Spooky chat. Oh, there could be a sequel to that zoo game where all the animal gained like a pellet side. Or the secretly a trailer for Resident Evil 9.
Hello everyone, welcome to Ayasa Shadows of Silence, a journey into a world where mystery, horror and puzzles intertwine in an incredible way. Picture yourself exploring 6 distinct worlds: faith, hope, love, greed, indifference and betrayal, each with its own wonders and challenges.
The time for Limbo dub
In
count.
this game, you'll embark on a quest to restore balance to a troubled world. Inspired by the imaginative works of artists like Tim Burton, Robert Zemeckis, René Laloux, and many more, our game blends dark fantasy with simple elegance, transforming every level into a vibrant story waiting to be uncovered.
Go to sleep, Sam.
Prepare for gameplay that's both challenging and rewarding. Utilize special abilities such as time management, invisibility, and energy control to solve
how cold will
intricate
changing
puzzles
depending on the
and
ability, I'm
outsmart
guessing?
lurking dangers. Discover hidden paths using a light and strategically navigate shadows to overcome obstacles in your path. Ayasa Shadows of Silence is more than just a game. It's an emotional adventure. As you explore, you'll uncover secrets, meet unforgettable characters, and think deeply about big ideas. Your choices will shape the story, revealing surprises and new journeys at every turn.
Oh god, the light bulb from Doom.
In the world where every shadow hides a secret waiting to be uncovered and every light illuminates a new path forward, the fate of Ayasa rests in your hands, where each decision leads to new discoveries and adventures. Get ready for an unforgettable journey. Thank you for watching.
Hey everyone, my name is Mikhail and I'm one of the founders of Caldera Interactive. We're a 3-person team from Canada working on our first game, The Rabbit Hole, a cozy farming and tower defense game where you play as a cute bunny that must defeat the Trash Panda posse to rebuild your home. We've been hard at work on The Rabbit Hole for a little under 2 years. We're all new to the industry, so it's been a daunting journey. But over that time, we've had the chance to pitch our game in front of publishers and crowds, even winning the GDC pitch competition. We've also had the incredible opportunity to show off early builds of our game at Gamescom and ran multiple playtests with our community where we've received amazing feedback to help us improve our game at a rapid pace. Despite being so new to the industry, we've been so lucky to have had many mentors and communities in our corner along the way, and we strive to make sure to do the same, and to be the help we wish we had had as we got our game to where it is. On that note, a special shout out to Black Voices in Gaming for having us on this showcase to talk about our game. In the Rabbit Hall, you play as a rabbit named Sprout, whose hometown has been destroyed by the Trash Panda Posse, a group of raccoon that's after your harvest. We were inspired by games such as Stardew Valley, Bloons, and Cult of the Lamb, which led us to create a cozy game that's approachable, but still gives the players the ability to go deep with it. So during the day, you spend your time tending to your farm, planting and harvesting crops, as well as planting defensive towers, exploring the surroundings for treasures, or buying new supplies. Players have access to a variety of plant towers that grow into powerful allies.
Oh, dude.
Their final evolutions must be unlocked in town and purchased with
that's kind of nice. Doing like a tower defense with Harvest Moon.
We created a symbiosis system that rewards players for creating a symbiotic garden where certain plants thrive when placed in proximity of each other.
Yeah, it like Plant vs. Zombie with Harvest Moon.
Once the player is ready, they can trigger the night phase where they must defend against waves of hungry raccoons using the planted towers and the equipment they've gathered during the day. Now let's skip ahead to see what a player's garden might look like further down the line.
I am a sucker for Plant vs. Zombie, the only tower defense game that ever got really into.
Once the player decides to leave or wins against all waves, they are returned to their hometown, where they can spend resources rebuilding, picking new quests, or buying permanent upgrades to empower their future runs. The Rabbit Hall features a lot of different weapons that can be discovered and used to fit the player's playstyle. The game also features a lot of ways to upgrade Sprout's abilities to match the challenges ahead. We're still hard at work, and we'll be hosting a public playtest on our Discord server this summer. In the meantime, don't forget to wishlist the Rabbit Hall on Steam and join our Discord for more details on our upcoming playtest.
I think we got our fourth game of the show here. Yeah, the concept of tower defense, I feel like we're making that stand out. No, we had Pookie serial killer monster farming. Now we got tower defense farming. God, I feel like this is a game I was seeing like an arcade back in the day.
Hey there, I'm Fair, a solo game developer with over a decade of experience creating games that blend fun and chaos. I'm excited to introduce my latest project, Touchdown. I've been developing this game solo for the past year and a half, and I can't wait to share everything about it with you. So, I want you to imagine a world where meteors from the sky, missiles rip through the streets, and
jumping on people's heads.
But you're still expected to deliver packages. That's the chaos of Touchdown, a high-energy, action-packed delivery game where you play as a courier racing against the clock to complete deliveries while dodging a storm of absurd obstacles. Imagine Crazy Taxi.
I was going to say, we're doing Crazy Taxi stuff.
With a unique twist of unpredictable environments and hazards that force you to adapt on the fly. The goal was to create a game that's both nostalgic and refreshingly modern. Let's take a look at the heart of Touchdown.
I feel like this game have some really good music. They could be kind of fun.
You have one goal, to make deliveries. But when everything and everyone is out to get you, you've got to.
But obviously there's no music yet.
Jump on cars for some extra height boost, but be careful, they can explode anytime. You can also scale buildings to escape the mayhem, or just rely on your quick reflexes to stay alive. But here's the fun part, you're not entirely defenseless. There are more than 20 power-ups to pick up. You can freeze enemies in their tracks, blast them away with a shockwave, turbocharge your speed, or shield yourself from the madness. You can mix and match them for crazy combos that turn chaos into your weapon. Plus, there's perks to tweak your style. Do you want to run faster, tank more hits, blow up everything in your path? You got it. Touchdown will have more than 60 plus perks you can choose from. You're not just stuck in one spot either. You dash through various zones, from city streets to hostile suburban towns, each with their own vibe, hazards, and enemies. And to keep things fresh, you can pick from a roster of couriers, each with their own special abilities. Maybe you're into turbo speed, or you love a good extended dash, Whatever your style is,
I kind of like
there's
the
most
bead one.
likely a
Anything
character for you.
pastel, chat.
You'll also be met with special delivery requests along your journey. They can be pretty intense. Think time crunching runs where every second counts, or fragile package deliveries that test your dodging abilities to the max. And since the levels are procedurally
What did I talk about
generated,
delivery?
every run comes with a surprise.
Or did you tell
Fail
the
to complete
beat
the run, that's not a problem. You always unlock upgrades that would help your future runs. It's all about getting better and understanding the chaos. Touchdown is my love letter to straight to the point action games. Pure, unfiltered fun with no fluff. It's the game I've always wanted to play, and I hope you love it too. So, if this chaos sounds like your kind of thing, head over to Steam and wishlist Touchdown right now. And hey, if you want to tag along the ride, follow me on social media or
Yeah,
hop into the
this
Discord
is
server to
honestly
join
one
the
of them games that,
playtest and
like,
share your thoughts.
I do feel like
Thank you all
music
so
can
much
very
for
much
watching.
amplify it. So hopefully you get some good music in there.
Shout out to all of the devs who are flexing their games and showing what they've been cooking. Ayasa Shadows of Silence, Rabbit Hall, and Toss Down are looking so hot this summer. Make sure to wishlist, follow, and support all the games on the showcase. It definitely helps them out. Up next, we are going to hop into the trailer from South of Midnight, which is a game that has been blowing up
DLC or
lately, and
just-
jump into the mix with Destiny and Derek for an interview with one of the developers at Compulsion Games. Stay locked.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Is it gonna be Pope Modem or are we getting
There's a fine line
DLC?
between mercy and justice, ain't that right, Hazel Flood?
It'll probably Pope Modem on that. It'll be like how the game now.
For yourself.
I still say Janet. They only kept the boss battle and got rid of the combat.
We got a long journey.
It would have been like, you know, probably easily top 10 best game of the year.
Always fast enough.
If you know they did, I get once again there were the options kept the combat, but you know, they're playing normal.
It's not safe out there, Hazel. If I was the one missing, she wouldn't stop looking. Crouton? What the? And this ain't even the weirdest.
Because I would
thing
say
I've seen
honestly, the combat stuff and maybe the one
seeing
swamp
these
level
things.
with the baby. Like I get one to do more equipped it, but
And now you're looking for a creature.
like
You're a
them are the only
weak
two things that felt like, you know, we probably could have done without.
Hello?
That fight right there is still probably the funnest fight.
There's something big out there.
Take this and go find your mama.
I'll come back.
You better.
Because I'm telling you, the combat was like the most like interesting fight. Or the bot combat, I mean.
Hazel, no!
This ends now. Mama?
And that was a trailer of pretty much everything in the game. Holy shit. Oh, there we go. Game of the Year edition and a physical announcement. Okay. So we got a
It's cool.
physical announcement.
It's cool.
Nice.
I love getting a chance to see that trailer.
I'm happy
over
about
and
that.
over
I will
again.
buy that physical edition if I
I can never
can.
get enough to it.
Because that's South Midnight just gonna live in my head forever.
Des, what did you think?
Whenever honestly, the first time I saw that trailer, I was super excited, but it reminded me of this movie that I saw a really long time ago called Beasts of the Southern Wild,
Okay.
which like
I
features
got
like
nothing,
this
Jeff.
little girl and she's going on this
If she said Alan
journey,
Madden with Torn, I'd be like,
to,
yep.
and it's like a coming of age, like with her and her father, and it just kind of, I felt like, okay, the people who are making this game definitely saw that movie and definitely got inspiration from it, and it was
Well, time to add them.
beautiful.
They
Like, I
said they're
think it
gonna
won like
interview them,
Academy
right?
Awards and things like that. So I love what you've done with the trailer and with the game, because it really does speak to a place that no game has ever really done well before.
The South chat.
Yeah. I'm really excited to be digging into the trailer, digging into some of these references that you mentioned Des, which is why this is going to be a really good segue into our next into our exciting guest that we have for the showcase today.
Yeah, I'd be interested in some of the
That is
feedback
Zaire
on this
Lanier
or some of
from
the
Compulsion
insight.
Games. Zaire, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to talk to you guys.
Yeah. I pin that reference first before we dig into some of the details in talking about this exciting game, South of Midnight. Can you introduce yourself and give a little bit of clarity as to your role at Compulsion?
Yeah, I'm Zaire Lanier. I'm a game writer, narrative designer. I've been working in games since 2020, and I was one of the writers on South of Midnight. And I guess that's what I'm here to talk to you guys about today.
Yeah, I think we got
I
Deb that
you
haven't been fun to can one in a while.
Talking about that, we'll just roll
really
with that.
poorly. The IRL probably like at my door too.
She's joking. Moving on.
I'm joking.
Allegedly joking.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
No, go ahead. It's all you.
Oh, okay. We promised we were going to do this back and forth. I don't know if it was my turn yet, but I'm catching the ball.
It's your turn now.
So, thank you. What I wanted to know is, like you said, you got into it in 2020, but I know from my own story, like the reason why I wanted to get into games was because I wanted to see more representation. Working on a project like this, where you're getting to write Black characters and talk about like history and some of our culture, like how did that make you feel?
It really means a lot to me. I've been playing games for a decent chunk of my life, but a lot of it was when I was younger, especially it was like Call of Duty or, goofy stuff with my cousins, which the games have narrative, but I don't consider them necessarily like narrative, like strongly narrative games. And, I've enjoyed all these characters, and then as I got older, I started playing like Mass Effect or The Last of Us, games that are really well known for their story. But I didn't, and even though I enjoyed those characters, I never really saw characters that looked like me all that often. So for me to be able to put that out into the world, so someone who, plays their first game at like 12 or 13 or something, or even younger,
I was gonna
for them to see someone that looks like them, or like their mom,
probably
or
way
sisters,
younger.
like,
Gotta be way younger. I think, because I said my fault memory,
so
I was
much
like,
to me. Just because
5,
it's
6.
not something that happens very often in games.
Right. As you were sharing that, you mentioned narrative, and you've also identified your role as a writer at Compulsion Games. For people who are considering entering the games industry or maybe navigating those opportunities now, can you help to create a distinction between what is writing for games and what is narrative design?
That's that's a really big can of worms.
Yeah.
I feel like that varies from like studio to studio, and it just kind of depends.
What does it mean for Compulsion would be a better question, yeah.
So for Compulsion, I think a writer does a lot more concepting of the story, the different zones that the game takes place in. I wrote like a ton of cutscenes, self-talk, readables, like that kind of stuff. And narrative design is kind of the narrative delivery systems that go into the game. So how do the readables connect with the overall story of the game? What does it mean for the universe mythos?
A lot of the notes and stuff you find.
What are we trying to convey to the player? Because that aspect of it is more interactive. You're watching a cutscene, it's a little bit more passive, but narrative design it's everything from environmental storytelling to if you play the game like Mahalia's Weaver symbols, like what do those mean? Working with art to make that symbol meaningful. So I think it's a little bit more not quite technical. I mean, I think it is technical, but it's it encapsulates more than just like writing pretty cutscenes and like nice sentences. It's how is this going to work together in tandem with like art, music, level design, and all that other stuff.
I love that. I think that's a great definition, just because I don't know if I would say the way you explained it in my head, narrative design is more world building, whereas like a writer, you're giving them the scenes to write and the world is already kind of being created, but there's still a bit of back and forth.
A little bit more of a
that's how I've always looked at it.
Grabbing a whole like loose ends and adding content to
blurred.
it.
like I do a little bit of narrative design. My friend Danny, who works on the game, she does some writing. We collab with each other. But I definitely, the narrative design I think is her specialty. And she's very good at that and presenting these ideas. Like I'll have an idea and she'll be like, all right, well, how do we present this to level design so that it makes sense? And I'll like look to her for her leadership on that. And we help each other on cutscene and stuff. So it's all a group effort. I think we all kind of bleed into each other's specialties a little bit. But I do think there is a distinction.
Did you guys meet on this project, or did you know Danny before then? And how is that working with like another friend? Because I know a lot of people, they make friends at their job, but like having somebody that you've known for a while and then kind of being able to work with them to create something so special.
Yeah, I have known Danny for a bit, a couple of years now at this point. We met on Twitter, which is how I've met
Super
probably
random.
80%
But I love it.
But
I made my friends too.
80% of the people I know in games I know through Twitter, because
Yeah.
I was in the Midwest and I wasn't in a gaming city, so that was pretty much the only way I had to get to know people. But I ran a Kickstarter, and I asked her to, it was a horror anthology type thing with cryptids, and asked her if she would like to write
don't
one of the
understand why
entries
this
in
is
it.
about cryptids.
And Danny also runs her own small studio. So I knew she knew her stuff. She's very professional, and I was like, hey, like we're hiring. If you would like to apply, and I mean she got the job because she's very good at what she does. So it was really nice to have someone I know on the project with me, but also someone who is familiar with the culture we're working with. They have those Southern connections as well, and someone that I just like know we work pretty well together. It was very. I'm very proud of the work we did. And it meant a lot to be able to do that with her, because it's not something that I wanted to do by myself, like have that on my shoulders necessarily. It was nice to have someone to like share that with and bounce ideas off of.
I love that.
I was one of those cryptid backers, by the way. I remember that. You said that and I was like, that's where we probably connected online.
Yeah.
There's a when it comes to narrative and a lot of the aspects of the game, I've had an opportunity to consume a lot of
legendary hero soon will lead us to glory.
One of
8 years ago he sunk the mothership, says history. Tomorrow we will follow this brave soul to victory.
Really immerse yourselves in the environment. And when I think about that, South of Midnight
How you doing,
is
Z?
deeply
We on the last
deeply
day of
woven throughout the
E3.
entire
This is
game.
the final showcase.
And
Well,
of course,
something
like
else
going
get
into
announced.
another environment to immerse
We're doing
yourself.
Black Voice in Gaming, and right now they're interviewing one of the idols on South of Midnight.
How did you navigate that? What was important to you? What did you discover along the way?
So one thing I really liked about working with Compulsion on this was they knew what they didn't know. And I think, and they were
Hey,
okay
thank
with
you.
that, and they wanted to get
Thank you for the
right
follow.
people to
Welcome.
make it as authentic as they could. So the team did visits down to the south.
Welcome
they
to
were in
the-
multiple states, multiple times, lots of different communities.
Welcome to a very morning train of tiredness
even
and drinking
down to,
caffeine
like,
to
the
wake
sound
up.
design. They had
Welcome.
people out in the swamps with parabolic microphones, capturing the sounds of insects, of birds, and they did it multiple times throughout the year. And so I think Compulsion, because they were so willing to lean into that authenticity, and, we had references, so, Beast of Southern Wilds, Night of the Hunter, Eve's Bayou, I, read some stuff on my own, really getting into the nitty-gritty of the genre and seeing how that meshed with culturally what we're doing, being culturally sensitive to the people in the South, because you don't want it to come off as very stereotypical. These are
I think they did a good
living,
job for the
breathing
most
people
part.
with living, breathing histories, and we wanted to
So
respect
we have a
that, while at
lot
the
of
same time,
similar
we are
stuff
trying to
that
tell our
like
own,
New Orleans
story
have,
at Compulsion. So
especially
paying
with the
those
cryptid
respects and those
stuff.
homages,
That,
but
yeah, with the
also
bosses.
very much like checking in on what we were doing, and I think we did that really well.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think from everybody who I've talked to who have played the game and who are from the South, I'm in Tennessee, and a lot of my family is from the South on my dad's side. It felt like a love letter. It felt like something.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to explain
Tennessee,
this, but like you can
New
tell when people
Orleans,
put their heart into
Arkansas.
something and their passion into something, because it comes across when you see it, and you're like, they really cared about how they wanted to portray these characters.
That
and
was the
their
thing that got me
story,
originally about
and
the
all of
trailer. Just
characters
like,
are
oh
so
fuck, that hitting
familiar,
way close.
which is
I
really
didn't
nice
play in the
because it
game
felt
anymore, so
real. Like you felt like that person used to live down the street from me, like honestly. And I was saying,
that is how I
like,
felt
with
about the
Rue.
intro when you're in
Rue
the trailer
reminds me of
park
this other
and you meet the
character from another
NPCs.
show
It's like that was the part
I
that like
connected
fuck.
with. So I think you guys did
Bendel
an
done
incredible
that.
job, and I think what I can appreciate about Compulsion Games is that they did hire people of color, Black people, to help tell that story. And that is so important, because you get some of these rooms that are not filled with any of us trying to tell our stories, and they're just missing the mark. So I think you guys did an incredible job. One of the questions I wanted to ask you as a writer is this something you always wanted to do? Did you always see yourself writing for games, or is this kind of like something that you kind of fell into and you were like, damn, I'm really good at this? Like, how did that come about?
No, I went to school and I wanted to be a doctor.
Okay.
I did most of a biology degree, and
then
then
we
I just
looked
like
at
kind
how
of
much it
bounced
cost.
around really aimless for a while. And I got a PlayStation from some guy on Craigslist that was like definitely stolen in a parking lot at like 11 o'clock at night. And I got The Last of Us, the Telltale Walking Dead games, and Dragon Age Origins, and those were my, like, I would say my first big like narrative games.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's not
say you're
true,
going
actually.
Last
My
of
grandmother got
Walking
an
Dead in
old
there.
school Xbox, the original Xbox when it first came out.
And I get
I
Last
had
of
Knights
Us
of the
as
Old
well.
Republic. I played that when I was like 12, and I was like flabbergasted. I was floored. I remember running my grandma and being like, "Oh my god, you know the big twist!" And she didn't know what was going on. She's like, "Oh, that's great! Oh, I'm so glad you had fun." And I was like, "Yeah," but I hadn't really gamed in between, you know, the original Xbox and getting a PS3. But I played those games, and I was like, "Oh well, someone has to write these," and I had never thought of that, because when you think about English degree, you're like, oh, or a writer, you can write books, you could be a teacher, and that's all I could really think of. So then I just hopped on Twitter and I followed a writer who worked on the Walking Dead series, the Telltale series, and I went through everyone she followed, and if it said game writer or narrative designer, I followed them, and I just started being like borderline annoying. I was just like, how do you get the games? Like, what was your path? What do I do? And I started doing game jams.
That's called research.
Yep.
It's true. That's true.
Do not long it is.
Good.
As long as you don't steal the images off of Twitter and put it in your game.
I got a scholarship to go to
Bungie.
GDC, but then 2020 hit, and so that was devastating. And then I did a Kickstarter that kind of took off, and that's what got me noticed in games. And I got my first job on Subnautica Below Zero, working on as like a junior writer on that. And that was my first foray into games.
Is that the first one or the second one?
Into it. It's the second one.
Okay, because I remember distinctly that the second one, the main character was a Black woman, and I was like, oh, okay.
Doesn't the second one also have a lot more story behind? If I remember what I think it does.
Okay, that's really incredible, and I love that you touched on that. And I'm gonna throw it back to you, Derek. I just wanted to like tell the people who are watching who want to get into games, there are so many different ways to get into games. There's not just one way. So I know like you can have I believe in education, okay? And you can have these people saying like, you need to come to school to do that. You absolutely don't. School is really good for networking, but if like you're a storyteller, you're a storyteller. Right.
Yes. 10 different writers, how they got into game writing.
Like, networking and learning how to deal with asshole in the workplace.
Scientist, and then you'll have, you know, someone who went to school for writing. It just runs the gamut. It's which I think is actually really cool.
I do too. A lot of different perspectives coming in to create something. So just keep trying, because I know right now times are hard out there, but keep trying, please. We need more of us in the industry. So like, don't give up. And that's all. I'm done. I'm off my soapbox.
No, it's all good. This is my segue. Speaking of stories, I got to witness like moments before our call a post that you made online about you know, the support that you received getting into games, and I thought that was really impactful. When it comes to you know, looking at the stories that maybe like really imparted themselves upon you. You talked about these Telltale games. You talked
yeah,
about
it literally, to be totally honest,
were there any?
I'm a firm believer in like cool stuff, of like, especially when you get into like college stuff.
That you really made an effort to
It's like,
kind of apply to.
The only reason to ever really go to college or go to any like higher education,
arc of the story,
especially in America, don't get wrong. If it were free, it'd be a different discussion. But I will stand right now is
re-experienced for South
connections.
of Midnight. I reread their
especially if you are in like game dev or like a very specific field. Because at the end of the day, a lot of stuff is all about who you know.
Really good,
but connections,
really poignant, and the emotions in it are
maybe focus, and some people will battle having like the guiding hands of beginning, middle, and end, and not left to their own devices.
Which
so if you need like the actual guiding hand out,
Spike Lee's like. I wouldn't say it's underrated, but I know
if you left to your own devices, that might never get done.
Same, it's one of my favorites, and the relationship
learning how to deal with people
Troy
and assholes.
Was the main character and her mother, and this.
And that kind of like
pain space that they're in because the mother is sick, and.
But yeah, if you have the focus and the drive.
Mom's not perfect by any means. Troy's a kid, so she also has her own. Really
like at that point, a few YouTube videos and a few books from a library, and you can do so fucking much.
Sense. And you're like, I don't understand what's happening, but that's something.
So like I feel like college is like a very specific reason,
especially as you get to the end of the
and also like
acceptance of everything that's happening.
More I feel
so I
for you.
Those were probably the two biggest
and
ones.
And what you desire to dabble in,
as well.
And realizing you are dabbling in for yourself. And not as a quill, because
that's all I wanted to say. It's such a good movie.
If you're doing quill shit, and like
and now that
fucking
you brought it up, I
300 coin toss to see if you ain't gonna get head once, type of deal.
The things that you could take away from that to tell a coming of age story about a girl who's dealing with like a traumatic situation with their mother, with a
in many cases, like YouTube.
Yeah.
Some books, and in a case of game dev, a game engine, or some type of art or writing program.
Guy, just real quick, with all the references, I think we need like a South of Midnight watch read list. That people can leap into after having their experience with the game.
I think that's a really good idea.
I'll ask someone about that for sure.
Oh my god, I think the question I had just kind of flew. Oh, okay. So this is a weird question, but one of the things that I thought was really interesting, and this is just like visually, is before I started playing the game, I didn't realize that our main character was of mixed race, right? And I know that that's really important. I think it's something that like we don't touch on a lot, because it's like I don't know, like if people are just afraid to talk about it, but how that experience is different, especially in the South. Like it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that as you were writing the characters?
That's one of them things that like I'm kind of surprised, like
because it's a different dynamic.
It's a lot of overtones.
I come from a family that,
especially in the South, you get the overtones.
Black all day long. But
I'm somebody that didn't like borrow into that.
Race family, the dynamic's different. You're still seen as black, but then there are these other aspects to just going through life as a mixed biracial person.
Yeah. I think for Hazel, the way she grows up and the way her mother raises her, we don't get to see it a super ton, but Hazel, I think, is raised. I mean, if Hazel was walking down the street, if Hazel got, I don't know, pulled over by the police, God forbid.
I knew you were gonna say that.
But
with the cops,
Hazel is a black woman. I think she would see herself as a black woman. We don't overtly address Hazel's like mixed race heritage. I mean, and that's another huge. We could talk about that for
more like an overtone
really long time. But it's kind of hinted at in how Bunny doesn't necessarily have the greatest relationship with her.
Yes.
And the way Hazel and Lacey kind of have each other.
Also live on a plantation.
Have, like, Mrs. Pearl, Bo, and Jolene. So it's not something that we, I think, overtly wanted to address, because the thing with narrative is all narrative requires space, and we have to take space from one thing. You take it from something else, and so sometimes in a story you have these ideas that you put out there, but you can't necessarily address them as much as you want to, or do you just kind of have to like put a gloss over it?
Yeah, I feel like with a gloss over
that happens. So
like if you know, you know. If you get it, you get it.
Open for interpretation. But I personally, I think Hazel would consider herself just a black woman. You know, it rains, her hair gets frizzy type thing. Like she gets, I really I really think it was.
And also that dad at a young age, so you know, and obviously, really you know, haven't dealt with grandma that much.
To look like a type of black girl we don't necessarily see in media very often. And I say that as someone who I know I have light skin privilege, but like my mom, my sister, my brother, my dad, they're all darker than me. I just, you know, the way things happen with our genes. But I thought that was very important. I want people to identify with that and have that person to look up to.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you for saying that. I think that's really important. I know like we're wrapping up and I'm going to throw it back to Derek, but knowing when you have that space to really like dedicate to something so that you're not doing it an injustice. And I really appreciate that like you guys took that into consideration, because a lot of times people try to squeeze things in and you're like, well, that didn't really fit. That didn't really make a lot of sense. So love that.
In your explanation, you addressed my next question, which I think is really embedded in there, which was what you hope fans can walk away with. And so this conversation about Hazel really identifies that. Instead, I'm going to wrap up with a much easier question and ask, well, hopefully easier. Who's your favorite character in South of Midnight?
I mean,
that pig who got eaten.
Hazel. I think Hazel's really cool, but I feel like that's cheating. I think I will do a character necessary. Go ahead.
Who are you most excited for fans to meet?
I think the story in the swamp later in the game with Honey, Altamahaha, Mahalia, the way all these kind of mythical strands, no pun intended, kind of like all meet.
Close to the one part that like
the torch that happens there, and like the finishing of, you know, a job that was left unfinished. I think is really heartfelt.
No, yeah. Talk about the baby
the
dub.
music and that level is just, I've never heard anything like it in a game. It felt very, very personal. I think a lot of people can identify with it. It's music they might have grown up with, even if they didn't go to church. It's like it's just a part of Black,
the song though. The song was great
culture
though.
in a lot of ways, and I feel very proud to.
I mean, that was the part I was like, we don't get gospel music. I'm gonna be upset.
It's very, very cool to showcase.
And then actually with Willie Glade.
Hell yeah.
Hey there, I'm Day to Dave, a Twitch ambassador and voice actor in the gaming industry. Now, I just want to say that was an amazing interview from one of the developers of South of Midnight. Now, it's a great game, so definitely check it out. I played it. Next up, are you excited to see a collection of game trailers we're spotlighting? Check this out.
Alright,
Yo,
what do we got?
CryoGX, Solo Dev here to tell you the wait for Advent Neon is almost over. If you haven't kept up for the past 6 years, Advent Neon's been a solo passion project of mine ever since I graduated college. And I'm going to showcase a new level today, right after I turn Neon even more green than they already are. Hope you enjoy unlocking everything. But yeah, back to the solo thing. The programming, art, music, sound, and things that you normally see other devs outsource to different artists, nah, that stuff's all me. From here, we can warp to other districts in the game. We're just going to go to Hexane District for today, but as you probably figured, you can go to whichever one you want in any order you want. So yeah, here's the Hexane District hub, and the first level, we're just going to go straight in. And beat my last score while I'm at it.
Yeah, you can tell this is like a new indie dev, because a lot of the fonts and stuff are not matched.
Hey, I don't make the rules.
It seems a lot of placeholder, font.
This game's got some depth too. While these rails let you go fast on them, the momentum from them will carry over into a high-speed run once you get off of them, which you can use to instantly wipe out enemies if you can maintain that speed.
It can be a P1 or wet dream game, isn't it? Yep, the Sonic is trunk. The Sonic
but yeah, that's one of those high skill ceiling expression things. Wait a second. Since I ignored that hive earlier, a wasp enemy followed me, tried to hit me, but I dashed right as I was about to get hit to freeze time and counter. No, get me out of here. Mastering the entirety of Neon's moveset, as well as the level layouts, will make you look absolutely godlike to other players. But that level of mastery is not required by any means to enjoy the game. It's always funny to watch that one's parts bounce through that little tunnel there. And now we've got penguins outside of their natural habitat. This one in particular dies. And I guess this one here wants revenge, but
yeah, I feel like the sliding mode, just like the
I initially came
game,
up with the idea of
2D.
this game when playing Mega Man ZXA as a kid, and I was like, I'm tired of shooting. I only want to melee, and I want to dash in all 8 directions. Fast forward to games like Celeste and Spark the Electric Jester coming out, and I learned those ideas were really fun on principle.
And also the bullet time.
Almost at 100%. Ooh, finally max power. And I lost it, just like that. To explain, that percent counter at the top left of the screen, that is Neon's resonance. It acts as critical hit rate if you're familiar with that general mechanic. It goes up as you fight and collect the green triangular nodes across the stage, and at 100%, Neon transforms and becomes even stronger. But if you get hit without any shields or upgrades, you go all the way back down to 0. So maintaining it will make you really powerful, fast, and cool.
Yeah, we got a little supersonic stuff happening here.
Oh yeah, here comes the tricky part of the level. I guess it wouldn't be a railway if there wasn't a train, you know? But yeah, this segment's side-scrolling, so those missiles won't be a threat unless you try to hold forward and speed up. Meantime, though, you can tear through all these enemies flying on terrain. And if you're trying to get an S rank for enemies killed, then that becomes a requirement. I meant to say KO, but same difference, right?
Yeah, it does. It feels like a
good,
P1 game so much.
I mean KO. Alright, finally got the mini-boss fight here. This design was actually suggested by one of my Kickstarter backers. I think it came out really cool. I do hope they agree. Ah, I should have tried to parry her again. Actually, wait, hold up. We're getting pretty close here. Ah, come on, give me a couple more hits.
Yep,
we are
supersonic. Yeah, it's literally the same
I
animation.
don't know how much sense it makes for a big train to be piloted by a smaller train that just flew off into the distance, but hey, it's neat. Also, God, it's sending shadow clones after me. Okay.
Yeah, we got to
Nah, buddy, I'm keeping
cool
this 100%
camp.
to the end of the level. You ain't stopping me. Nice, there it is. Okay, what was that? A rank? No, that's probably an S rank. Ooh, okay. Spoiler alert, that's not the highest rank in the game. See that 98% down there? There's more to be done. But not today, though. Just gonna go back to the tunnels area and chill for a bit. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed what you saw. That'll be it for my little showcase. I want to thank Justin, Derek, Sean, and everyone at Black Voices in Gaming, as well as my followers, Kickstarter backers, all the gaming outlets, as well as you, the viewer, for making all this possible and giving me support through the years. Game's been a long time coming, and I can't wait to finally get it out to you all. And if you can't wait and need to try it now, there's a free demo on Steam at this very moment.
Try it out,
leave a review,
Steam
wishlist the main
game,
game. Be sure to send me a clean, crisp $20 US, the price of 3 eggs in this economy, for it if you're enjoying yourself. Take care.
Yeah, I get the weapon though to the Mega Man ZX like from the character design, like the enemies, like very much got that look.
A solo game developer from
Everything
Lagos,
else is
Nigeria,
like Sonic though.
and I'm working on a game called Go North. I like to describe Go North as the first immersive maze adventure ever. It's a narrative-driven game where you explore beautiful environments, discover useful items, and solve various puzzles, all while trying to find your way through a variety of unique mazes. I've been developing games for over a decade. This has been mostly freelance work where I build games and VR experiences for companies across the globe. But now I'm finally building something of my own. One of my goals is to contribute meaningfully to the Nigerian game development scene. It's a growing industry, but we're still finding our voice and footing on a global scale. And I think one of the core reasons for this is that we lack proper success stories. I'm hoping Go North can be one of these. I wanted to create a game that blends adventure with a sense of calm. A relaxing, cozy game, wide-ranging enough to be challenging.
Oh God, I said cozy.
But not one
Hang on,
expressed through
cozy
technical
counter coming back, champ.
I wanted to build something that evoked the same emotions as games like Journey, Grease, and The Short Hike.
We up to 13
That's
now.
why Go North focuses
We
on
lacking some
exploration
hardcore
over
cozy
combat,
this year, champ.
on atmosphere over pressure, and on the immense power of cuteness and beauty. It's a game you can take at your own pace. In Go North, you explore a variety of maze types, ranging from forest mazes to mazes in the sky to endless corridors to garden mazes. Each maze is visually distinct, and each one presents a different navigational challenge. To help players through them, I've designed a wide array of unique items. These range from items I call the Way Bloom, which is a plant-like beacon you can place anywhere that shoots a beam into the sky, and you can track it from any location and you can easily find your way back to it. To other items like the lunar boards.
Man, so that means the area gotta be pretty big. You gotta use like a way to find yourself.
These items allow players to engage with the maze at their own pace and style, whether they're methodical explorers or curious wanderers. At the heart of Go North is a story. You play as Dara, a young girl on a journey towards the northernmost part of the world. Legend has it that the maze god resides there, and that he grants one wish to any adventurer brave and cunning enough to track him. But to truly go north, Dara must navigate countless difficult mazes purposefully crafted by the maze makers to get her lost. Along the way, she will meet other maze explorers, make friends, and help others as she navigates her way forward. I have been developing Go North solo, but I have also contracted out specific tasks to local talent here in Nigeria. It's very important to me that the game showcases what Nigerian talents can accomplish, and by investing in local artists, I want to be able to prove that we can build globally competitive games right here in Nigeria, and hopefully inspire more creatives to do the same. Thank you so much for checking out Go North. If you're interested in a relaxing, beautiful maze adventure, or you just want to support a growing indie scene, I'd love for you to follow the game, wishlist it, and share it with others. Let's go north together.
Hi, I'm Nerys, game director of Ascend, developed by Miami Avalon. We're an indie studio based in Warwick in the UK. Ascend is a meditative puzzle adventure game about climbing a sacred mountain.
Oh, that game again.
Solving zodiac trials and restoring.
Yeah, this whole game seems to be puzzle related.
At its core, Ascend is about transformation, emotional, spiritual, and elemental. You play as Aurora, a pilgrim searching for meaning across the mountain's ancient pathways. Each level explores a different zodiac sign, an emotional truth tied to
what my level
grief,
is, chap.
resilience, self-doubt, and growth. The puzzles themselves are around each spirit of each sign. So Sagittarius challenges your pursuit of knowledge and perspective. Gemini plays with mirrors and duality. Taurus tests your ability to give and find balance. The blend of emotion comes from our love of old PS2 era titles, so like Jack and Dexter, Primal, Final Fantasy X, Dark Cloud, Kingdom Hearts, games where exploration, mystery, and all the heart is lived in the same space as well. Ascend features intricate constellation-themed puzzles and a lot of things I love, where you can shift between day, twilight, and dusk. Each time of day reveals a different layer within the world. Some puzzles only come alive at certain times of the day, so twilight reveals secrets by the moonlight. Your light altars, reroute waterfalls, reflect beams, twist ancient machinery, and reshape the landscape to move forward. Aurora, our main character, her journey is steeped in anxiety. So moments where she feels small, overwhelmed, or even unsure whether she's even meant to be here. This isn't just a character trait, it came from us, it came from myself. A lot of her inner voice, her hesitations, her dry humour are pulled from real thoughts where I've had to try to keep going. Ascend became a way to explore how anxiety doesn't always look loud. It's about how we can live in silence, in second guesses, in the pressure to keep climbing even when we're not even sure why. The mountain reflects the emotional weight, and the puzzle's actually to move through it, not fix it. Ascend is about the climb that we all make, the one that nobody sees, the one inside. Through light, myth, and puzzle solving, we're not just uncovering the secrets of the mountain, you're uncovering parts of yourself. It's coming 28th of August. You can play the demo for free now on Steam, and wishlist the full release coming 28th of August. Please take a look at our trailer.
I didn't come here to be a hero. I came because no one else
It's gonna be the
could.
same trailer or not. I don't think it
Someone
is.
had to. They say the mountain keeps the ones who didn't make it. Pilgrims frozen mid-thought, like ghosts who forgot what they were searching for.
Okay, yeah,
Each
this is the
trial's
same
tied to a
trailer.
zodiac
Oh,
sign.
trailer.
Leo
I think it's the same trailer. What was it?
That one gave me
Wholesome?
answers
I think
I
it's from
wasn't
Wholesome.
ready for. They all say the mountain changes you, but maybe it's just trying to show you what you already are. 12 zodiac signs, 12 riddles, and I'm
I wanna see
somehow supposed to
Taurus.
solve them
I
without
wanna see
losing my
mine.
mind? Easy. even if the mountain sees more of me than I want it to.
I wonder if it go in order,
now.
you know, from like January to December.
What lies ahead, but I know I have to keep climbing.
Or is it like random, what you know, what Hulk will be doing at any given time?
Everything just looks so fun. I cannot wait to play the final build of Advent Neon. I've been following that one for a minute. It just gives me Sega flashbacks. Our next guest is a talented musician who has influenced hip-hop and the gaming culture through clever wordplay, production, and live with his freestyle skills, which he is a master at. Ladies and gentlemen, gamers, hip-hop heads, and everything in between, we bring you Megaran.
You are now in the place with.
God, I didn't know Mega Man was still around.
Megaran. That's right. Shout out to
I'm
Black
trying to remember, like, was he around as like the Jonathan Cortman day? I think he was. Like, they were like Jonathan Cortman, him, MC Quiz.
Nerd rap. So let's get it started a little something like this, shall we? Okay, if you with me now,
we're gonna get copyright trap.
Go. That's old school rap. Go.
Yep.
Go. Make some noise now. Go. Let me hear ya. Go. Hey. Yeah, Dark Side, Strider, and Mock Rider, Tomb Raider, Tomb Slayer, and Soul Survivor. I wear a halo, but more like a dark angel. King of the fighters, and my fury is fatal. The god of war, like the mighty Thor, you're a dinosaur, still trying to find a link to the past. Crack down on whack clowns and make them back down. No more heroes, cause they don't want to rap now. Keep my Metal Gear solid. Modern warfare, cast dark clouds every several years. You can never question the dedication the beats be resonating while I'm away.
I feel like we're back in the early days of Pat.
Every last cassette I record had to hit them with a mass effect. From the east to the west, they know I've been the best.
I wonder if we recorded at like We Wholesale for the event they had.
Go.
Because obviously there's a way too much equipment just for him.
Go. Gaming and entertaining. Go. Any questions? Yeah. Because this is the beginning of the Megaran legend. All right, let's set it off. Here we go. We are at the beginning, and it's just getting started. Summer Game Fest is underway. Hope you've been playing some great games, hearing some great stuff. My name is Megaran, and I'm here to give you a little bit of halftime entertainment. So, let's keep it moving with one of my
the only issue with this is a little more at day. Like, maybe it was like a Friday, Saturday stream, you know?
Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go.
A little Vanilla Ice, of course. Go. All right. Yeah, all right, y'all. Wherever you are, you can hear me. You got to take it back to the 90s for this one. Okay, now.
Oh, don't worry, I'm all the way in the 90s. I'm a millennial. I'm all the way in the 90s.
Go, ninja, go. Go, ninja, go, ninja, go. Go. Yeah. Okay. Hey, heroes in a hash down. Hey, yeah. So this track is called It's a Pizza Party. Cause it's time, heroes in a hash down. Yo, and it goes like this. Hey, extra, read all about how Shredder and Krang rap things without a doubt. Now here's a little story I like to tell about 4
Damn, you're not wrong.
You might be wondering what this world comes
You give me, like, let me will. Like, you give me late 80s, late 80s, mid 90s, up to late 90s, to like 93, 94, to about 20, probably to about 2011. So you give me them like 3 decades right there.
Which is out right now. That's the ending theme, so you got to beat the game to get the rest of it. But yo, let's get into some Final Fantasy VII, because that's my true love, honestly.
But like, depending on the subject matter, I jump between like late 80s, 90s, and very early 2000.
Not necessarily Square Enix. All right, y'all. This one here.
I'm
gonna show you how to start a revolution. Take your hand. This hand here.
Well, there's a topical for LA right now.
You turn it around. and you raise it towards the sky.
Yeah, I think the slow internet would be the one thing. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't miss from them days. Of like setting on like BitTorrent or Kazaa or whatever, or LimeWire. And just being like, well, I'm downloading one episode of one movie that's gonna take like a week and a half to download. And that was on a good day, you know. That was like that was on like DSL type shit, not dial up.
A-V-A-L-A-N-C-H-E, yeah, that's who we. There's a massive company.
Because I remember the first time I got cable and DSL. Like, I got DSL was insane at the time.
They don't care who they hurt, who they injure.
You know, if you wasn't in college, you get like a T1.
But you join the resistance, or you wind up going against us. And the name Barrett Wallace, and I'm known for.
I was always jealous of T1 back in the day, though.
Submission, not fantasizing. Wish this world wasn't mine. Get worse if we allow it. I head with a cannon for an arm and a mind with none but revenge inside it. And I represent Avalanche. Man, them chumps don't have a chance. Watch them scatter, man, whenever Barrett's land those battle plan. My people beside me, team provide me with a bit of voice of reason. It's Biggs and Wedge and Jesse. Anybody in my way, we squeeze it.
I think also, I think another thing that, like, I guess you can say this about any time, any generation, anything.
Till we even.
It's just like, I think also the nostalgia thing of the like the old 90s, early 2000s, 80s. I was just like, there was so much stuff I remember like doing like day and day that just don't even exist anymore.
Getting rid of my enemies. A-P-A-L-A-N-C-H-E.
So I think that doesn't help with the nostalgia now.
Not a bit nervous, no lip service. Got a bit further to go. Do what I gotta care. Who want that problem? A-V-A-L-A-N-C-H-E. Yeah, that's who we be. A-R-R-E-1-T. They gon' have to come get me if they want me. I don't bend, I don't break, don't care about much. This is my daughter Marlene. My people's being free. You gotta understand, son, I don't have the answer. I just keep the faith, and I always keep a handgun. Nope, I mean that literally, cause I got a handgun. I call this a gun arm, so I'm never unarmed. Get it? It's a little Final Fantasy humor for you gamers out there. Hope you're having a good time. Yeah, my name's Mega Ran. It's been so awesome.
Let's be honest, gamers don't play Final Fantasy anymore.
Physically be there with you at Summer Game Fest. This is about the next best thing, I gotta say. So, oh yeah, I used to be a teacher, so I want to shout out all the teachers and educators and people who keep creating out there. Just keep on working and making amazing things happen. Because
yeah, I think the main thing, like the dial-up day, like you can admit some of the things that was around the dial-up, but dial-up specifically,
keep creating, keep building.
You know, not so much.
So keep on enjoying them. All right, y'all.
Like I would say the only thing about dial-up is missing the gleaming, the modem you should do. Like that gleaming noise is still like, like oddly satisfying. But other than that, like, I don't get me wrong, I guess the one thing I do miss is the ability of how you can kill people, dial up. That was something I do miss. Back in the day, if you knew like login information, you could literally kill people dial up. But you know, other than that, you know, that's the only thing I really miss about it. And then again, I guess it's the same thing now, like when people are doing public Wi-Fi, I guess. Same thing, I guess. Okay, now they killed with the environment, kind of look like a little bit of like origami a little bit. Like I made origami maybe a little bit. Like a little bit of joining. Now I'm thinking about it, we need another origami. For centuries,
monks and guardians have protected these lands together.
We need another origami. The only thing that was bad about origami 2 was a little long in the tube. But other than that, origami 2 was really good.
The forest is unquiet.
This was my home.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think about Milwaukee. I think Origami was Unity. I think it was Unity.
You're just a coward.
I didn't ask for this. We're not backing down.
Come. Let us finish this.
I think we have found AAA indies, didn't we? Yeah, we in AAA indies scenario right now. Combat look like missing a little weight, but it doesn't look bad.
Regret getting in our way.
You do not understand.
Also, this trailer that's really good now that I got going.
I only wanted to see her again.
Yeah, can be pretty much on everything almost. I think except for Twitch, right? Secretly Phil Effect chant. They're not Phil Effect. There's a lot of dinosaurs wiped out. Okay, we got a little bit of RPG, Left 4 Dead-ish. But also I get more medieval. I feel like you into like the Left 4 Dead type stuff. I think that might be okay, hopefully. Hopefully that not just like a visual thing in the game and kind of whatever. Are we doing like another like cooking mini game type game? Yeah, it kind of like you cooking stuff for people that coming in. Look like a more like calm down, not as over the top like oh god, what was that multiplayer cooking game that would wake up families? What was that game called? Full second chat. I thought we were going back to mid-take for like a split second. Speaking of the 90s and early 2000s. Oh god, all the music's so distant emotions. So we're doing side quests for the neighborhood, huh? Yep. Little boy ain't side quests, ain't pet quests. Picking up a cozy game, champ. Hey, we saw that game before. This is the one that like
an abandoned warehouse trip.
Yeah, like we waking in, stealing all the fat.
No matter what they say.
We technically play as a group of people trying to be Carmen San Diego.
Treaties were signed, promises made and broken. Is it stealing to take back what was stolen?
Stolen? Who's stealing them?
Us.
This is one of them games, honestly, but the way they described it before setting up stages,
smart, agile, and will let you look
could maybe be interesting. I think it really depends on how much, like, how far they go with the gimmick and how long the game end up being.
Every one of you.
The locksmith strikes again. Hold on.
Listen, are you having second thoughts?
Nope. Just hoping you won't get me killed.
Yeah.
I know what you and your little crew are doing.
Nobody threatens my family or my friends and gets away with it. So we are going to do whatever it takes to take back Africa's belongings, and we're going to do it together.
I wonder, I don't know if they said that it's going to be like roguelike or not. The whole like, you know, out with the different artifacts, feel like something you would see in like a roguelike game.
Wow, that performance from Mega Ran was great. Now, he's a phenomenal performer as always, so definitely check out his music if you haven't. And also, it was great seeing another selection of games to look forward to. But with that said, we've got just enough time left to show you a jam-packed selection of titles, so definitely stick around and check out what's next. Here it is.
Okay, chat, time to see. Are we looking at about an hour and a half for this? It'll be a little over an hour right now. I'll tell you, that Sonic game, like, probably not going to play it on my end, but I would absolutely love to be one of that at GDQ in that, like, couple years. Yeah, I feel like there really is. Oh god, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. If you want your childhood question, go play that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. There are things in that I approve, but team up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. That right there is probably the best game so far. Like the Stardew Tower Defense. But yeah, I think that game was like probably like the key for Hill. Oh, we got no Pokemon style game. Man, we really starting to get a lot of Pokemon games. And then yeah, I guess it makes sense. You know, like I said, people make what they grew up with. But yeah, that one as well could be interesting. The whole like Crazy Taxi delivery game. Man, they keep showing this game. I feel like that game is like, obviously they know that like probably the better looking game here. Wait, are we doing Battle Royale tank? Oh. Wait, can we go back to that? Can we go back to that dropping shooting game? Look like it's gonna be like a light gun game. Yeah, just a little bit.
Wow. What a show. Can you believe everything that has happened? Des, how are you feeling about the content that we just had a pleasure of viewing today?
Listen, I'm loving the content and I'm loving your commentary. Like, it is keeping me going. I don't drink coffee, but you've got me hyped. And honestly, I am super excited that we were able to like pull this off. It's always a big like production when we're like talking to developers, getting everything in, but everybody like did an incredible job. We had a very dope interview at Zaire. I mean, Compulsion Games coming through with focusing on Black culture and Black stories. Like, what more can you ask for? Obviously, we want more of that, but you know what I mean? Like, that's incredible. But what else do you think? I mean, we had developers, we had a musical guest.
Oh, right. Like we got a musical guest. Not only that, but Mega Ran. You know, getting to be a part of the show.
I think it was
so
Portugal did the musical
thing.
I think it was.
It's always a privilege to be able to celebrate.
I wonder how much of that
of
like
developers
actually getting like a proper and
like on the showcase, and again for Summer Games Fest. And so you know, getting to put that out there into the world is really exciting, and I get to do it with cool people.
I mean, like the coolest. I'm not just dusting my shoulders off. But listen, before we close out, let's just take a second to recognize why this all matters, right? Representation in gaming isn't just important, it's powerful. Every time we spotlight the success of a Black creative, no matter the scale, we're pushing the industry forward. These moments of recognition do more than just celebrate wins. They open doors. They remind people that there's room for them here, that they belong. I don't know. I was about to get emotional because I think for me, I'm always screaming and shouting about like, just keep trying because you belong here. And we have these amazing stories that we continue to tell and that are so beautiful. And I'm just glad that, hey, this is our first time at Summer Games Fest in this capacity, and they're recognizing the beautiful.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, they've been tied to Game Fest in the past.
Good work, everybody. Let's just keep playing the game, and not only playing it, changing it.
Said excellently. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you for being here. We appreciate all of you. That's it for another Black Voices in Gaming Showcase. We hope to see you again.
See ya!
And that is our show, baby. Thanks, Derek and Destiny. You guys are amazing. Check out Dames for Games, which has a showcase popping off real soon. Make sure to check out Experience Studios in order to help developers get their games funded and support underrepresented game development. Follow all the shenanigans of Black Voice in Gaming on Blue Sky and across all of our social media platforms that pop up right here. Shout out to all the developers who jumped in to share their games and their babies. Huge thanks and a big dap to our sponsors, PlayStation, Humble Bundle, and Raw Fury, who've all given their support from the very start. Also The Mix, Razer, and Summer Game Fest. Thanks to our broadcast partners for this showcase, Summer Game Fest, Twitch, IGN, GameSpot, and Steam. Extending the reach is definitely helpful. We owe them a debt of gratitude as well. Thanks to all you guys for showing up and showing out, and for all the love. We will talk to you soon. I'm Justin Woodward, co-founder of BVIG. Peace.
There we go, chat. Well, like I said, well, Ubisoft do something, Limited One do something, or whenever Nintendo side do something. Well, I think Nintendo probably not gonna do anything to probably next month because, you know, the Switch the Switch 2 just launched. So either way, I would do a tweet chat. Yeah. Oh, quiet, that got loud. Ah. What the hell? Mute. There we go, chat. Another yield done. So thank you all for joining for the E3 marathon. I gotta say, like, lack of sleep, it wasn't as bad as it had been the past few yields. So that's great. I think my sleep schedule to happen to line up kind of okay. But don't get me wrong. Oh, God, I need probably a nap, though. Because it's been like a week. We've been doing it since... Oh, God. What have we been doing it? We've been doing it since, like, what was it? Like, the 3rd or the 5th or some shit? Hang on, I'm looking. Yeah, since the 3rd. And today is the 9th. So, it's been a bit. It's been a bit, chat. But yeah. I think with... that I think, chat, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna get food. I might take a nap because I think the week have won a course. But I will be back if anything in a little bit. The plan for the rest of the day here is not only maybe taking a nap and eating Hot Pocket, but I will be back in probably like 2-3 hours, give or take. I will let you guys know. Keep an eye on Twitter, keep an eye on Discord, keep an eye on all the stuff. So when we come back, we will do some theme demo stuff. And then we'll jump back into Doom later tonight to begin, like, fully begin the second area of that game. So that's the plan. But for now, I'm going to eat a Hot Pocket and maybe take a nap. So anyway, like, favorite, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, follow, subscribe, Amazon Prime, all that stuff. Don't forget, all bits, all super chat, all donations go to the Luna Pants, and I did fix it. So and also, I believe maybe once again we're dealing with Sam, so take it all with a grain of salt. Maybe tomorrow we will begin Sam Halloween marathon for a birthday. Or birthday on the 20th. So, and she want to play spooky game with you guys for a birthday. So, we will be starting that probably tomorrow. And will be happening probably 2-3 hours every day to the end of the month. Once again, all depending on Sam. But for now, chat, I'm out and about. So have you have a good one. Z, Bonke, and everyone else that's been here throughout the day. Have you have a good one, chat. And I will see you in a few hours for more shenanigans. So to then, bye.